Mark be on y'all story. Mark be on y'all messages. Mark is a thirsty ass nigga that try every bitch to fuck anything. Y'all, this man is crazy. Really, bottom of the story, this how it started. Mark is a very jealous person. Like, very jealous. And I wish, I'm sorry for running y'all bitches off. I swear to God, y'all run me running y'all off no more. Y'all know I ain't did that shit in a minute. I don't run y'all off no more since I went live, because I want one of y'all to come get his ass. He need a place to stay, y'all to come get him. Man, you know he was how much? A centimeter from being a bomb. You know. You doing all that lying and shit. You press that button to hear your search history every fucking day.
So what you lie at?
Hold on, this what you lied at. You sat right here and set that shit up for her to talk to him so you can rob Quan. That's what you said. Yeah. That's how the whole them talking started. Yeah. It wasn't nothing about me and that shit at all. I translated the message and that's how that shit happened. So I to rob him.
You still ain't proved the lie. All you doing is trying to damn drop the business. All you trying to do is damn tell.
No, I'm telling that you lying.
At the end of the day, I don't care. I was gonna rob the fuck nigga. I don't give a fuck what he said. Why the fuck is he on there when I already mentioned it?
He get mad because you telling the full truth. That's what that is.
There ain't no damn full truth.
Hey, boom. Y'all, I posted a cruise picture. We went out of town. He went down there broke, fucked up. You know what I'm saying? I sent money out of my son's savings account to my sister because they got the same kind of bank. So I did bank to bank. So I'm telling her, this my son money. You gonna have to put this shit back. As soon as we leaving the port, y'all, this nigga start like a whole bitch attitude. He got a whole attitude off of them. I know you don't fuck one of them niggas. You don't fuck one of them niggas. Oh yeah, you don't fuck. I know who it is. You don't fuck Squeeze. You don't fuck Squeeze. Y'all, I ain't never fucked no Squeeze. I ain't never been around Squeeze. I seen Squeeze one time. They was at his dad's house at a party. All my kids. Like, it's really frustrating. It's really aggravating when every time you hear your nigga pick up the phone, he on the phone spraying your name. Yeah, you know my girl was fucking such. This nigga ain't never touched me. Why are you lying on me?
Alright, give my phone.
Then,
I'll give you a shot.
Now, let me finish. I'm on live. You had them 2 hours.
You finna go on your live.
Now you don't want the phone back.
No, I gave you a shot.
I ain't get to tell you. I ain't get to tell about Udi. Then,
I swear you'll die.
Then I gotta die about that. You told my shit.
Give my phone.
Damn, bitch.
Give me my
I
phone.
gotta die if I tell what happened.
Give me my phone.
That's crazy, y'all. I ain't really gonna die about it, so y'all won't know that tea right now.
Give my phone.
Mark done got quiet. Where he at? He right here. He getting mad. He don't like the truth coming out.
Good evening to you and thank you for joining us for the news at 11. I'm Shelby Coates. An argument that unfolded on social media leads to a murder-suicide investigation that started in Emmanuel County and ended in Wayne County. The viral exchange and the investigation now shining a light on domestic violence. WTOC's Lindsay Stanger joining us now in studio. And Lindsay, what have you learned about Saturday's murder-suicide in Twin City, Georgia?
Well, Shelby, the GBI is now handling this investigation. And again, it's gone viral. And that's why the story took an even darker turn after people learned that this married couple they were watching fight on Facebook just died hours later. A domestic dispute on full display Saturday, June 14th, as Facebook user Dutchess Dior went on live during an argument with her husband, who went by the username The Frenchman. The live stream included vicious names and accusations of cheating, STDs, and then an abrupt ending after a death threat. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation would later report a murder-suicide involving Zarya and Shamarcus Carr. Facebook users Dutchess Dior and The Frenchman.
You're scrolling through your feed late at night when a live video appears, raw and unfiltered. The atmosphere feels tense, but you can't look away. Suddenly, you hear a man's chilling threat. If I get off this live, you ain't going to make it out the door. The woman's voice, shaky, worn thin by fear, barely whispers back, "What? You about to stab me?" And then, just like that, the screen freezes. The live ends, cutting the world off from what happened next. In that haunting moment, thousands of viewers who tuned in were left wondering if they had just witnessed something far more terrifying than an argument. Who was the woman whose final moments played out before an online audience? What happened after the camera went dark? Before we dive into this story, drop a broken heart in the comments if you've ever watched a live video that made you uneasy, one that made you wonder if someone was in real danger. And tell us, where are you watching from tonight? This is True Crime's Venue, where we shine a light on stories that demand to be told. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe to stay updated as we uncover the story behind Zarya Khadijahkar's final moments. Zarya wasn't just a headline or a viral clip. Born in 1997 in the close-knit town of Twin City, Georgia, she grew up surrounded by family who loved her for her warm heart and determination. Online, she built a space that felt unfiltered and genuine. Under the name Dutchess Dior, Zarya's social media wasn't about filters and perfection. It was about reality. The laughter of her kids, the stress of motherhood, and moments of raw honesty that made thousands of women see themselves in her. Over time, more than 30,000 people followed her life, not because she staged it to look perfect, but because she didn't. Offline, her world was complex. She had married Shamarcus Jamil Carr, better known to many as the Frenchman. Together, they were raising 2 young children, a little boy barely past toddlerhood, and a baby girl born just months before the tragedy in late 2024. Their love story was anything but quiet. To followers, the couple's live videos could start with playful teasing, but often slipped into heated disputes, with insults traded publicly and tension that made even loyal viewers uneasy. Many saw it as a glimpse into the real struggles of a young family under stress, but the deeper truth was harder to watch. Zarya often fell silent in these arguments. Her expression told its own story, a mix of exhaustion, hope, and quiet fear that things might never truly get better. Each life ended with smiles or apologies, but the cracks never fully disappeared. Then came June 14, 2024, a day that now remains etched in the memory of everyone who knew her. Just hours before everything fell apart, Zarya posted messages that seemed to hold back tears in every word. "I don't know what to do, but I need help before I lose my life or freedom. My kids need me," she wrote. Earlier that day, she also typed, "I am too loving and too forgiving. I'm a good woman, but to the wrong boy." In real time, thousands saw those words. Some brushed them off. Some grew concerned. But no one could have predicted what would happen next. That evening, as daylight faded, Zarya and Shamarcus went live again from inside their Twin City home. At first, it seemed like yet another of their familiar messy broadcasts, but this time the energy felt darker, like an argument no longer held back for the camera. Shamarcus unleashed accusations, shouting about betrayal and blaming Zarya for every pain and disappointment in his voice. The words were sharp, filled with anger that made people watching hold their breath. Zarya tried to speak, but barely got the chance. And then, in the middle of the chaos, he made that chilling threat. "If I get off this live, you ain't going to make out the door." Her reply, barely a whisper, "What, you about to stab me?" echoed in the silence that followed. The video cut off. The screen went black, leaving thousands of viewers staring at comments flooding in. What just happened? Did someone call the police? Is she okay? The feed offered no answers. As night settled over Twin City, the real nightmare was unfolding away from screens. Around 9:30 p.m., police from the Twin City Department were dispatched to the Carr's home on 5th Avenue, joined by deputies and emergency medics from Emmanuel County. What they found inside confirmed every fear viewers had when the live ended. Zarya lay on the floor, badly injured. Initial rumors suggested she had been stabbed, but the autopsy would later reveal she had been shot multiple times, fatal wounds that ended her life at just 26 years old. She was pronounced dead on the scene before anyone could save her. By then, Shamarcus had already vanished. He fled in Zarya's black 2021 Dodge Challenger, leaving behind 2 children too young to understand that the mother who once sang them to sleep wouldn't be coming back. The same live stream that thousands had watched now became a piece of evidence, final proof of words and threats that turned deadly in real time. In the days that followed, grief spread across social media, but so did guilt. Many viewers admitted that they had seen signs before. Zarya's quiet tears, the tension that seemed to hang over every video, the exhaustion that sometimes clouded her smile. The posts that morning weren't just venting, they were cries for help that had been missed. Zarya's family, left reeling, now faced unimaginable loss. Her 2 children had not only lost their mother, but also, by every account, their father, both stolen by a single night of violence. Her closest loved ones described her not as a headline, but as a woman who laughed easily, loved deeply, and fought to protect her family even when she was afraid. And for the people who followed her online, the tragedy felt painfully intimate. Zarya had opened her life to strangers, letting them see moments of chaos and moments of grace. But no one imagined that openness would become a window into her last moments alive. In hindsight, the signs were there. Her own words, "I need help before I lose my life," read now like a desperate warning. And the final live stream captured more than an argument. It documented the escalation from anger to irreversible violence. Viewers who once typed heart emojis and advice were left to grapple with a question that came too late. Could anyone have stopped this? As investigators traced what had happened, the case raised questions beyond a single night's violence. It forced a look at how domestic abuse can hide in plain sight, even when thousands are watching. The conflict didn't start that day, and it didn't happen in secret. It built over time, live-streamed piece by piece, until it finally exploded. Zarya's story isn't just about a live stream turned fatal. It's a reminder that cries for help can come quietly, through a post, a tired expression, or a whisper that almost goes unheard. Her children now grow up with memories frozen in videos and posts, fragments of a woman who wanted them to have a better life. The tragedy didn't end with the feed cutting out. It ended in a crime scene, in silence too final to fix. A young mother who once shared morning routines, playful moments, and words of hope was gone, and nothing could rewind what thousands had witnessed. Have you ever watched a live video that made you feel something was terribly wrong? Could you have known what might come next? Share your thoughts below and let us know where you're watching from. This is True Crime's venue, where real stories remind us how quickly things can turn, and why we must never ignore someone who says, even softly, that they're scared. Evening had barely settled over Twin City when tragedy reached its final, irreversible moment inside the Carr family home. By the time police stepped through the doorway around 9:30 p.m., they found a scene marked by unspeakable loss. Zarya Khadija Carr, lifeless from multiple gunshot wounds. Her phone lay forgotten, the walls of the house holding only silence and grief. Though her children were unharmed physically, their world had been upended forever. And Shamarcus Carr, Zarya's husband, was gone, as was her black 2021 Dodge Challenger. Authorities wasted no time. With worry that more violence could follow, an alert went out for the missing vehicle and its driver. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation, Twin City Police Department, and Emmanuel County Sheriff's Office pooled resources to find him quickly. Not long before 11 p.m., less than 2 hours after Zarya's final moments, deputies in Wayne County located the Challenger. But what happened next stunned everyone involved. As officers approached, Shamarcus ended his own life with a single self-inflicted gunshot. Though he was rushed to a hospital in critical condition, he died shortly afterward. Within a span of hours, 2 parents were gone, one murdered, the other by suicide, leaving behind 2 young children whose lives had been forever changed. With both Zarya and Shamarcus deceased, investigators divided their efforts to trace what had led to this heartbreaking end. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation focused on building the case surrounding Zarya's homicide, while Wayne County deputies pieced together the moments leading up to Shamarcus's final decision. Together, their work would uncover a far deeper story, one that had played out in fragments on social media, intense live streams, and in posts that many had scrolled past. Yet outside the official records and timelines, the most devastating truth became clear. 2 innocent children, barely old enough to understand loss, were now orphaned. The reality of that night meant bedtime stories would never be told again by the mother who had shared so openly with her online followers. The news spread with the speed of heartbreak. Across Twin City, sorrow gave way to anger and disbelief. Those who had followed Zarya under her online name Dutchess Dior replayed the live stream, now seen not as messy relationship drama, but as a window into real fear. Comment sections overflowed with regret from people who had watched but didn't realize how close tragedy had been. One follower wrote, "I saw the live. I thought it would calm down. I wish someone had stepped in." The weight of hindsight was crushing. What began as a private struggle had unfolded in public view, with thousands silently witnessing the signs that things were slipping beyond control. Zarya had shared her life online, not as polished perfection, but as a raw, candid reflection of young motherhood and a deeply troubled marriage. She spoke openly about exhaustion and fear, about love that hurt, about wanting peace but finding chaos instead. On June 14th, the day of her death, Zarya's posts became unmistakably urgent. "I don't know what to do, but I need help before I lose my life or freedom. My kids need me." Those words now read like a siren, a plea that was heard but not acted on in time. Her live stream that evening showed the escalation, accusations from Shamarcus, fear in Zarya's voice, and then chilling silence as the video cut off. Hours later, police arrived to find the worst had already happened. What followed went beyond mourning. It became a reckoning. Across social media, Zarya's story became a symbol of how warnings can be shared openly, yet still fail to bring help. Domestic violence advocates and ordinary viewers demanded answers. How could this happen before thousands of eyes? Why didn't anyone step in? And what responsibility do platforms have when real danger plays out in real time? Zarya wasn't only her online persona. Beyond the camera, friends and family described her as devoted, gentle, and fiercely loving toward her two children. She had faced hardships, but always tried to keep going. For her, sharing online was partly about honesty, showing the messiness of real life, not just filtered moments. Yet in the end, her openness wasn't enough to save her. Investigations into Zarya's murder and Shamarcus's suicide moved forward. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation worked to build a full picture of what led to the fatal shooting, while Wayne County officials documented the final moments before Shamarcus took his own life. Their findings may help answer some questions, but they can't mend what was irreparably broken that night. Meanwhile, Zarya's Facebook page transformed into a living memorial. Followers posted old photos, shared her words, and offered prayers for her children. Amid these tributes, the question that echoed loudest was simple yet devastating. How did we all watch this unfold and still do nothing? It was a question without an easy answer, because while thousands had watched, no one had been able to stop what happened. This was more than a shocking crime. It became a painful illustration of how cries for help can sometimes be overlooked, especially when shared online. Zarya's last words, posts, and live videos were filled with desperation. Yet even with so many watching, she faced the end alone. For those left behind, including her children, the consequences are lifelong. A mother's love, her laugh, her guidance, gone in moments of irreversible violence. And though social media kept her voice alive in videos and posts, nothing could replace her presence in their lives. Zarya's story is a sobering reminder that what seems like digital drama might be a very real danger. It highlights why it's crucial to take every sign seriously. A fearful post, a tense live stream, or words hinting at desperation. Each could be the last chance to intervene. Beyond the investigations, the pain remains for her family, friends, and thousands of strangers who knew her only as Dutchess Dior. They remember a woman who was real and flawed and brave enough to share her truth, even when it showed her vulnerability. The tragedy also sparked important conversations about the responsibility of social media platforms, the role of bystanders online, and the critical need to recognize domestic violence signs, even if they appear on a screen. The goal now isn't just to remember how Zarya died, but to learn from it, to see the red flags sooner, and to act before it's too late. Though the official findings might bring some clarity, they won't fill the void left in the lives of those who loved her. Yet her story doesn't have to fade. By keeping her memory alive and speaking about the dangers she faced, her voice can still protect others. Zarya's final posts weren't just words, they were a mother's plea to be heard. Her legacy now serves as a call to listen closely, to speak up, reach out, and do something when someone shows fear. Because silence can cost lives. This wasn't just the end of a live stream, it was the end of a life that should have been protected. And it's up to all of us to make sure that next time, someone's warning isn't left unheard. If this story touched you, please like and subscribe to True Crime's Venue for more deeply researched true crime content that goes beyond the headlines. And before you go, check out our well-curated playlist, linked in the description, for more true crime stories that explore the lives behind every case. Share your thoughts below. Your voice matters. Until next time, stay aware, stay safe, and remember, every victim's story deserves to be told.